Hey everybody, it's Jeff. Welcome to another episode of Stay Rad Wine Blog TV. Today I am all alone. Kara's at a bachelorette party, and you know when my wife is out of town, I cook things that she would not eat. So today I do have this steaming hot all beef hot dog. I got some onions and peppers that I cooked a little bit in some of the Lagunitas Maximus IPA. And then also I picked up, well, something that she probably would like. This is the Da Milano Barbera d'Asti 2009. So Barbera is a pretty popular grape in Italy, and you'll find it in a whole lot of different regions there. But it's also starting to make a lot of steam in California. A lot of folks that are focusing on the Italian grapes. You see a lot of people that are growing Sangiovese, but it really looks like Barbera is the grape that's really working well in California, especially when you think about I want to say like Central Coast area, and I also want to say as we get into the Sierras, as we get into Amador County, there's really a lot of good wineries that are doing some fun stuff with Barbera. So earlier today, I had just sent out a thought. I was thinking about hot dogs, and I was thinking about a Barbera. Somebody had left a comment on YouTube from the last one when I had said, hey, what's your good value region for Old World wine? And they were saying, hey, I really like Barbera d'Asti. And I'm a big fan of it as well. I don't think I've ever really been disappointed by a Barbera d'Asti. And mainly it's because of the price. I mean, this one was $15 at Bevmo. Yeah. And so, I mean, if it does turn out to be a stinker, at least it was only $15. And I mean, when you talk about $15 Barbera d'Asti, you could go up into the 20s and the 30s, but really the high teens are really where it's at for that wine, and you're expecting some good quality. And then also, I was just sending out the idea, I'm thinking maybe doing a Barbera with a hot dog, and then Tony Bubbles on Twitter was saying, yeah, go for it. It sounds like a good idea. So let's see what's going on. I'm a big fan of Barbera d'Asti just because it's really just like a nice, fresh wine. It reminds me a lot, and I know I've been in like a Rhone type of kick, and especially like a Southern Rhone type of kick. It reminds me of that in a lot of ways. Very fruit friendly, always a nice good acidity. I'm always thinking about red fruits. Let's look at this guy right here. So I mean, color-wise, it is like a nice dark ruby red, but I don't know if you can see it from your angle, but where I'm at, I'm definitely seeing that. I can see my fingers right through it. It's relatively light in style. Now, on the nose, I am getting that old worldy type of barnyard type of aroma. I am getting some red fruits. I'm getting some dark fruits. I'm getting like a red raspberry. I'm getting some blackberry as well. And then there's this nice minerality. There's this nice freshness to it. And I think when I think about Barbera d'Asti, I do think about just a fresh feel, inviting that food, It's not a red wine on a hot day that's really going to weigh you down. It's something that's really going to invigorate you, right? And I feel invigorated. There's a nice, soft, tannic structure that is coating my mouth right now. It's not overpowering. You think of some other Italian wines when you think about ones that are Nebbiolo based, where it's really light and then they have these super big tannins. They aren't that huge. They're not Nebbiolo huge. They're not Barolo or Barbaresco huge. But they are there. They are present. And in a way, it's almost like the tannins along with the acid, it's really just scrubbing the mouth, it's getting these salivary glands kicking, and it's telling to me, hey, you should eat some food with that. And that's always a good thing. When wine and food go together, it's a marriage made in heaven. As far as the fruits on this, I'm getting more of that blackberry. I'm getting more of that raspberry. There is almost like a raisiny, pruny type of component. I mean, there is a good concentration of fruit. In some sense, if there wasn't this like rustic earthiness to it, I mean, you could almost consider this like a jammy type of wine, but there's this really good balance between that raisiny, just concentrated extraction of fruit, and just these old world sensibilities. I mean, essentially, in a way, I mean, if you're the type of person that strays away from wines when you hear people say, oh, this is old world, this is rustic, this is barnyardy, there's a little manure in this one. If you're the type of person that strays away from stuff like that, I mean, this is essentially, it's an old world wine with some new world sensibilities. I think that a younger palate is probably going to enjoy this one. I mean, you should, and if you're not liking it so much, just shove some pizza in your mouth, and I think it'll work well. Let me try it with this hot dog. I can see the steam from where I'm at. I don't know if you can. I just got to dive right into it, and with that acidity kicking, it's begging for food right now. So let me, I'll just take a bite and just talk about how good I am as a chef. I went with the 100% all beef, already cooked Frank. A nice big bad boy that I picked up at Trader Joe's. I did it on the grill outside, and there's a really good snap. And sometimes that's all you're looking for in a hot dog is that snap. But this beefiness is really nice. It's really that meaty flavor that I was looking for that my wife doesn't really like, but I think is awesome. I got some spicy brown mustard on there. I got a nice toasted multi-grain bun. I got the peppers and I got those onions, and there is a little bit of that, give me a second. There's a little bit of that hoppiness from this Lagunitas Maximus IPA that I am sensing as well. I mean, definitely a good combination. I don't know how the wine and food pairing is going to go yet. It seems like it's going to be good. But, I mean, this is the way to build a hot dog. This is the way you should build a hot dog. Now with the wine. The acidity of the wine is cutting through the fat. The red fruits on the wine become a whole lot more pronounced, and they take that good beefy flavor on just an amped up type of ride. I almost feel like, sometimes when folks cook steaks, like particularly like these really big, like juicy pieces of beef, and sometimes they'll stuff them with different things to add flavor, to add juiciness. In a sense, this wine is really adding a juicy, beefy characteristic to the already all-beef hot dog. I mean, definitely this is working. So, I mean, Tony Bubbles, I got to give you credit. I was thinking about it, and then you said it, and I went for it, and it worked. It was awesome. I don't know what else to say. I mean, leave a comment below. Let me know what your favorite hot dog and wine pairing is, or let me know what your favorite Barbera d'Asti and food pairing is. Everybody, stay rad.